Dancing with poi? Well, that's just impossible. That's something only people who are really coordinated or really talented can do. Right? Not so fast. There are actually tons of poi dance moves that don't rely on you knowing your pliés from your fouettes, and even better, they use tricks you probably are already familiar with. And I'm going to share 5 of them with you in this video. Drex here from DrexFactor Poi, sharing with you the love of poi spinning and flow arts to benefit your body and brain, and in this video, I'm sharing with you some of my favorite poi dance moves for beginners. But before we dive in, I just want to give a quick shout out to the friends of the channel. Big thanks to Dark Monk, Flowfests, Flow Toys, Pyroterra Light Toys, and Ultra Poi for helping to make the videos on this channel possible. You can learn more about all these awesome companies and the work they're doing to support flow artists like yourself by checking out the links down in the description of this video. And special thanks to the non-business friend of the channel, Pekha Pekkonen. Thank you so much for supporting my channel, my work, and my mission. Dancing with poi can seem really intimidating if you've never done it before. Lots of us who get into poi don't really have a background in dance or other movement arts, so learning to move the rest of our bodies to the music can be a huge challenge. And yet, I'd bet you'd be surprised by how easily you can put together simple concepts that make your poi and your dance sing together in harmony. So let's find out how. And if you like videos on poi spinning and flow arts, be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you know right when I drop a new video. Now, on with the show. Move number 1, over and under curves. This is actually a technique my dance teacher used to give us in class that pairs super well with any poi trick that has the hands moving around together. Learning the technique is pretty simple too. You stand with your feet shoulders width apart and bend just your right knee, taking your hips over to the right. Then you bend your left knee to bring your hips back to center, but at a lower level than you started at. Next, you extend your right knee while keeping the left knee bent to move your hips over to the left, and finally, you extend your left knee to return to where you started. So, altogether, you bend your right knee, bend your left knee, extend your right leg, and extend your left leg. If you perform this continuously, you'll find your hips move around in a circle. This is a perfect complement to any poi trick that takes the hands around in a circle. For starters, you can use it with windmills or tuck turns and eventually work your way up to fountains, flowers, and even hybrids. For such a simple move, it can add a lot of flair to your flow. Check out some examples before and after. Here's that windmill before over and under curves, and here's that windmill after. See how moving your hips makes your whole body seem to move with the poi around in a big circle? Or how about a fountain? Here's before and here's after. Once again, this one simple change can make a world of difference in how the move appears. I think that when most people think dance, though, they think of things that involve moving their feet. So, with that in mind, let's take a look at move number 2, 2 steps. The 2-step has a long and proud tradition as one of the first pieces of footwork that many aspiring young dancers learn. So, let's see if it will work with poi. To do a 2-step, put your feet together and count off in your head a simple beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step out with your right on 1 and bring it back on 2. Step out with your left on 3 and bring it back on 4. So let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep your weight centered over the foot that is not stepping so you keep your balance. When you step out, you can tap either your toes or your heels depending upon the effect you're looking for. You can step forward, to the side, or back depending on the effect that you're looking for. There's lots of ways to add poi to a 2-step, but one of my favorites is to use a butterfly or a thread the needle. You can stack a new hand on top with every count if the poi are short, or use a bigger extended circle to match the hand with the foot stepping out. But the utility of 2-steps doesn't end there. Here's a small selection of poi moves that you can perform them with. Try using a 2-step with a 3-beat weave performed in wheel plane, or a set of pendulums to either side, or stalls to either side too. There are no shortage of possibilities here. So, now that those feet are moving, let's see what we can do about getting them to move you around a little bit. Move number 3, pivot reels. The footwork for this was my favorite warm-up in the first hip-hop class I ever took. It can take a little practice to get down, but I think it's a fabulous way for beginners to start working their way across a stage. You'll start this off facing to your stage right. Step on 1 with the left, 2 with the right, 3 with the left, and pivot on the balls of your feet around to face the direction you just came from on 4. Now, stepping towards stage left, you'll once again step on 1 with the left, 2 with the right, 3 with the left, and pivot on 4. Step 1, 2, 3, pivot, 1, 2, 3, pivot. Left, right, left, pivot, left, right, left, pivot. This keeps us contained in one specific part of the stage, but still gives us the capacity to move around and explore the space a little bit. So what do we do with our poi while we're walking back and forth? I'm so glad you asked. One of the simplest answers is just to spin the poi at your sides in wheel plane. First, spinning forwards together, and then, when you pivot to switch directions, spinning backwards together. Simple, yet effective. But if you're ready for a little bit more of a challenge, try doing this with a 3-beat weave instead. You perform a waist strap with every pivot to switch from weaving forward to weaving reverse, and back again. Feel free to style this out a bit. There's plenty of room to make this move your own, so make sure to express yourself. Awesome! So, now that I've got you moving around with your poi, let's see what happens when we let our poi take off. Move number 4, pas de chat butterflies. Leaping lizards! Things have gotten serious! I'm using French and everything. I swear this isn't as crazy as it looks though. Pas de chat just means step of the cat to ballet in modern dancers, and I'm willing to bet you already do this and don't even know it. You know how when you step over a fence or a baby gate, you step 1 foot at a time to clear it? A pas de chat is the same idea. You're just imagining someone is passing the fence or baby gate under you, and you're more or less just jumping in place 1 foot at a time. Start this off by jumping up with your right leg, and before it can touch the ground again, you jump up with your left to follow it. Think that you'll jump right-left, and then back left-right. That's all there is to it. I love doing this with a reverse or outward butterfly because I feel like the movements complement each other. Think that as the poi comes up through the middle, you're going to start the jump with your first foot and come back down by the time the poi do. Leap to your right, and then to your left. If this seems a little challenging, feel free to take a moment in between jumps to get your bearings again. Of course, my favorite version of this involves just a little bit more exaggeration and style, but I think it's also quite a bit prettier. As you make your leap, open up your arms into broad extensions to increase your volume. When you land, have your second foot cross behind your first to create a more pleasing silhouette. That's it! 2 minor tweaks and you get a much prettier move, if I do say so myself. We're closing in on our final beginner poi move, and it's got to be a crowd pleaser. So, what could possibly top all these other beautiful poi moves? Move number 5, the Backbend Buzzsaw. So I'm guessing half of you watching were hoping this was going to make the list, and the other half were afraid that it was going to. But let's put away those torches and pitchforks for just a moment, because I think this move is actually a really important one. Backbend buzzsaws get a lot, and I do mean a lot, of grief from poi spinners who pride themselves on the difficulties of the tricks that they tackle. To them, backbend buzzsaws are overly simple, and what's worse, they actually work. Crowds love them, and they take very little work to learn or perfect. They feel like cheating. But do you know what they call it in most arts when a simple technique gets a big response out of an audience? Useful. Rather than having to kill yourself constantly in a performance to keep the audience engaged, moves like this give you the option of maintaining an audience's attention and getting to take a breather while you do it. Backbend buzzsaws work because they give you a level change and a degree of proximity to the poi that the audience finds really impressive. What's not to like? Go for extra points by taking it down to your knees. Groundwork is always a hit with a crowd. So, now that you've got all these awesome poi dance moves to choose from as a beginner, let's see all of them in action. if you'd like to deepen the knowledge you gained from this video with some helpful drills and exercises, you should check out the Flow Circle. The Flow Circle is an exclusive weekly lesson available only to my Patreon subscribers. This month, I'm sharing exercises designed to help you improve your poi dance skills. Everything from different footwork exercises to an intensive on poi turns and pirouettes, all to get you moving and feeling confident with the props sooner. Sign up over at patreon.com/DrexFactor Poi. The first lesson is available now. So, I hope this helps many of you out there get closer to discovering your inner dancer. If you got anything out of this video, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to help other people find it. Thank you kindly. This video would not be possible without my amazing supporters on Patreon. In particular, I'd love to give a shout out to my Flow patrons who are listed on screen. Y'all rock. And if you out there watching are not currently a supporter, but you're interested in becoming one, you can sign up for my Patreon over at patreon.com/DrexFactor Poi, or the card that just popped up on screen. There you can get access to a host of awesome resources, and even better, you'll be helping me out in my mission to bring poi spinning and the flow arts to the whole wide world. Every little bit helps, so please take a look. And if you're hungry for more poi dance moves, I did a video of my top 5 favorites that I'll link to down in the description as well as up on screen. Who knows, maybe you'll find a new favorite too. Either way, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to go outside and flow yourself today, and I'll see you with a new video real soon. Take care now. Peace.